Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS Inform, a little different form of Inform, as we're talking with Kyle Rupert with the Jasper Arts Commission. We're doing it virtually because of the current condition with COVID-19, trying to keep people as spaced out as possible. But on the other hand, Kyle's been pretty busy as they're getting set to open the new Cultural Center. Kyle, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Bill. I always enjoy speaking with you.
Well, we are glad you're here. Now, I guess let's get the first thing out. When are we going to see the opening of the Cultural Center?
Well, I'll be honest. That is an ever-changing date. And I've joked that anytime I've given specifics, some other situation has occurred and my date is no longer valid. I will say that, city departments are currently closed to in-person meetings and the public through the 18th. So right now we are operating internally as if we're going to be able to invite people into the space come the 19th. But I say that without any real degree of certainty because we just don't know at this point if that's going to be possible. COVID is partly to blame for that. And, another part is just making sure that the building is absolutely ready for everyone. It's definitely at a point where we're able to work in the building and continue to get it ready. I'm sitting in the office now, but we want to make sure when people come in that they see a final product.
Okay, now, for the 10 Clark Cultural Center, it will be opening at some point, and your offices are already there.
Correct.
So what will happen to the office space at the old Jasper Arts Center?
Well, the current Jasper Arts Center, those spaces, those office spaces right now will be used primarily by our facility manager and tech director, Doreen Lechner. We will still be presenting performances out there, so it'll be important for her to split her time between the two spaces. We have talked about in the future what that space could be used for. I know that restroom facilities has come up frequently. We would like to see additional restroom facilities out there and a remaking or an updating of that front space out there, the lobby space, if you will. So definitely a lot of conversations have occurred about how we can best use that space. But our main focus right now is getting the Cultural Center completed. And
for people to understand, that will still be the Center for Performing Arts, will be at the Jasper Community Arts Center.
That is correct. Yeah, the Jasper Arts Center will still be used for live performances going forward. We have a dance studio that rents space out there now as well. Actors Community Theater will still perform out there. Hopefully Showdown will continue to be on display out there, Country Showdown. And then really the Cultural Center from an arts perspective is a space more for the visual arts. A lot of our workshops had occurred in the basement of the Jasper swimming pool. And, we made it work for a number of years, but it was time to have a space for those specific activities. And so that's really what a lot of this is. We do have a small black box theater, so small performances will happen here in the future to some degree, but the bulk of the performances will continue at the Jasper Arts Center. Okay, and the 10 Clark Cultural Center is a merging, not really a merging, that's the wrong word, is a cooperative effort between you and the Dubois County Jasper Public Library. Yes, yeah, we had been looking at a way the arts had of being more involved downtown, and we were trying to figure out how we can make that happen. The Astra had come up in some conversations, and then at the same time, the library had renewed their focus on a new library space and what kind of options existed there. And they identified, the committee that they had formed identified the Hoosier Desk property as one potential site. And the building itself was far too large for any one entity to take on its own. But we started talking and figured we could both take up this space, and our two areas are not really that far apart from one another in terms of the subject matter. So it really made sense for us to partner.
I didn't want to confuse people to think that, oh, you're coming together as one. You are not. You are still two separate entities, just happen to be in the same building.
Correct. Yeah. And on the sides of the building, we have in big letters, it says Jasper Community Arts on one side, and it says Jasper Public Library on the other. So hopefully that'll help too.
Okay. When you open the 19th or soon after, people are to come in the front door, side door? Where do they come into that building?
There are several entrance options for people. We will have signage facing the parking lot that will help direct people if they're specifically interested in coming to the exhibits or going into the library first. That'll help direct. So there are entrances there into each entity's area specifically, as well as an entrance that goes into our atrium space, which is the event space that separates the two sides.
Now, you have some special art displays that will be in your galleries there, one of which is John Mellencamp coming up. Or is it there already?
Yeah, so all of the exhibits have been put up. They're on display. We actually have created a website where the public can go right now to view the exhibits that are on display. They can scroll through images like they would a gallery or a slideshow. And we've also created 360-degree views that they can click into and manipulate their screen, or if they're on a phone or tablet, move their phone or tablet around as if they were standing there in the middle of the gallery. So that is available. The web address is 10clarkculturalcenter.com, THYEN clarkculturalcenter.com, and they can, or you can go to jasperarts.org. We have a link to it there. But we wanted to give people a way to view those exhibits, even though we weren't able to have them here in person.
And I don't know if you can speak to this, but how's the move going for the Jasper Public Library?
From what I've seen and what Christina's told me, it's going really well. Christina and I, we can't give enough praise to those who have helped with the moving process on the library, and it's been amazing to see and how much has been accomplished in such a short period of time. I was just over there this morning, and so many of the books are there, and they're in the process of getting them on the shelves and getting the rest of the custom woodworking in, and the end caps and everything else that goes into this space. It's very impressive. So it is going well. It is a lot of material. I think the library has somewhere over 80,000 items in their collection. And that's not a quick move if you have that many items. So they're plugging away, but it is going well.
All right. Well, Kyle, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with us, and good luck with the opening of the 10 Clark Cultural Center and in the Jasper Arts Commission's move to there. I see that you're kind of already moved into your office.
Yeah, it's great. It's nice and quiet. And the only thing that happens, if I work too quietly, the lights turn off on me. So I have to make sure to make some noise every now and then.
All right. Kyle, thank you very much for being our guest on WJTS in.form.
Thank you for having me.
Again, our guest has been Kyle Rupert with the Jasper Arts Commission. They're moving to the 10 Clark Cultural Center. Thanks for joining us on WJTS in.form. We're local people watching local people.